On the vol side of things, realized vol on both assets has been drifting lower, and then ETH has been realizing about 12 points over Bitcoin. So ETH continues to out-realize. Implied vols have followed suit. They were lower by about 10 points in the front end. Carry is positive in both assets, with most carry actually being now on ETH, as those ETH vols are about 11, 12 vols over those realized vols. So a bit of juice there for the gamma sellers who are brave enough to sell ETH vol. Looking at our OHLC charts, we can see, we got a really violent break higher on ETH on the 27th there, ahead of Thanksgiving. And then it's been kind of contained within its implied ranges. Bitcoin moves have been even smaller there. You can see from those candles. And then 100K level capping Bitcoin prices for the last couple of weeks is maybe going to empower some of the gamma sellers looking to play a range, thinking that maybe we might stay in that 90K, 100K range for a couple of weeks. So the front end vols, therefore, finding sellers as those gamma sellers maybe think it's safe to come back to the party. Looking at the term structure, you can see a collapse into contango there. Front end Bitcoin down 12 points. And then we've got like 5 or 6 points in the following weeks, with a couple of vol points in the back end of the curve out to September next year. Looking at the moves in ETH, not quite as big, but still in the same sort of direction. But you can see there's a little hump here in December on ETH, where people obviously still thinking there's some scope for an explosive move higher. Looking at skew term structures, stable this week, as you can see from the red line and the blue line being pretty coincident there. The Bitcoin skew is in steep contango as that front end is trading near neutral, and then increases for obviously into call premium as we go further out the curve, hitting around 6 vols in the back end. So 0 at the front, 6 in the back. Whereas if you look at Ethereum, we're at about 4 vols in the front, about 7 vols in the back. So clearly the message in the skew surfaces is one of more bullishness towards ETH, suggesting ETH BTC trend could be reversing as it's been in a downtrend for over a year kind of thing. Looking again at the relative value ETH BTC, this curve really going inverted. That front end Ethereum spread to Bitcoin going close to 20 vols now. ETH Bitcoin spot spread did rally 10%, but I think it needs to break this 0.04 level, which is about 5% higher than here, to really signal that the trend has reversed. If that happens, there could be a ton more upside in Ethereum. People could get very excited about it, and you may see this thing charge another 10, 20% basically in short order. So like a 4,500 level on ETH would not be out of the question if we got the signal of a break in that spread basically. Front end, as I said, trading at 20 vols over for ETH. Looking a bit expensive against realized, to be fair, at 20 vols. Back end's trading a bit more sensibly at around 10 vols. Look at the relative skew term structure, did stay very well bid for ETH calls, about 4 vols over where front end Bitcoin trades. So you can see that inversion there. Again, signaling, in the past, we've kind of seen the call premium being more bid in the long end on Ethereum, suggesting that ETH bulls are looking at a longer term story. Well, the front end is now signaling that. So people actually, it does look like people playing for an ETH break, maybe a test of 4,000 before year end, right? Is kind of what this front end skew trading here is kind of signaling. And then let's close out this one. I'm going to do a portfolio update video later on at some point, but let's close this one out without crypto exposed stocks. You can see the moves on the week aren't that huge, right? But generally down. MicroStrategy down 6%, Bitto down 3%, Mara down 3% with Coinbase, and Riot unchanged. It doesn't really look like they're doing much, but my God, these names know how to move intraday, right? We know that. Looking at the 1 month moves, we're looking at 50% MicroStrategy, 40% for some of these miners and Coinbase. Riot's actually been an underperformer. But look at the vol moves. The vol moves are insane, right? So MicroStrategy vols down and 44 vols down to 137. It is still the highest vol out of all of the names, but look what it's realizing. It's realizing 165. So if you look, so the thing that stands out to me is that Mara vols at around 130 and it's realizing 130. So it's kind of neutral carry. Whereas MicroStrategy is at a negative 20 vol carry, similar to Coinbase. Now, I just think the MicroStrategy story is just front and center now. And the volatility of the stock is going to remain quite high. So I think if I had to do a trade, and I haven't done this trade, right? But if I had to do a trade on crypto stocks, I think the obvious trade that's standing out here is to buy MicroStrategy vol and sell Mara vol, basically.
Hi everyone, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Remember, this is just a little taster of what we do at Options Insight. To get access to all our research, including my in-depth vol market insights, flows and positioning report, and my portfolio trades, and a whole lot more, you can sign up at options-insight.com. I'll see you soon.